Took a little longer of a break than I wanted to, but okay, and I still got people here. Hey, Colin. Okay, so I was trying to get these bounding boxes working. Um, just this. And so I think I've been confusing like axis line bounding boxes and oriented bounding boxes. So, so like when you have an oriented bounding box, I think it can be much more. If you have a rotated object, or yeah, so if you rotate an object with an oriented bounding box, then all you have to do is change those basis vectors, and then you change the bounding box. But with a axis line bounding box, you have to regenerate it whenever you change the rotation. But I'm regenerating them when I do the rotation anyway. So yes, that's part of it. And then also, I think you're supposed to like construct oriented bounding boxes a little differently because they're better able to like wrap around objects. So like if you have like some long object or something that's rotated, if you have like a axis line bounding box, it would kind of look like the camera square. But then if you had an oriented bounding box, it would be like much smaller. It would be like from here down to like here or whatever, and then like here to here. I'm not sure how much sense that makes, but it can be a lot smaller. But then it's more difficult to test. And then I'm not even sure how to create it because it's hard to find like good information about all of this. Maybe I'm just not good enough at math, but like either I find stuff that either I find like stuff that's just like talking about like the very I guess high level math about it, or I find stuff that's like basically just wrong information. And so it's hard to find like good information that's like readable about all of this. So that's why I think I've got so confused with it. But so I think right now, so I just have axis aligned bounding boxes. And all I want to do, yeah, and I don't actually have oriented bounding boxes. But what I want to do is just take the axis aligned bounding boxes from the model and convert them from model space into world space. It's like I don't even have oriented bounding boxes. That's what I'm like trying to do anyway. I'm just calling it an oriented bounding box when it's really not. So with that, so now that I've got like a better way of thinking about it, I might actually be able to get this to work. So in math here, right? So this isn't 2 OBB, right? This is like 2 world space, right? And so this center, right? This actually just needs to be the position, yeah, let's do it like this, right? Vec3 const reference world position, right? And then, yeah, world scale, world rotation. And so the center is actually, it's not this max plus min thing times scale. It basically just needs to be this thing I'm doing right here. So I pass in world position, which is this, right? And then I just need to subtract out this here. So this would be like world position minus this, minus center point times world scale. And then half extents, I think I leave those alone. Yeah, because that's just how far along in each direction I'm going. And so those get... I might multiply that by the world scale. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, and then now I have these direction U, V, and W. So currently my frustum culling code actually needs those, but okay, so yeah, this is kind of the same issue. How do I handle the rotation? So Do I rotate the center at all? Or do I rotate the half extents? Or maybe I do just leave this like this. I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to be right, but it should be less wrong. And then let's just say to world space, we'll still call it OBB. I'll just trying to figure this out first, and then I can clean everything up. So then I go into object. Yeah, refresh calling data where. Yep. So data.obb. This needs to be model to world space, and this is position rotation scale. Okay. So hopefully this works, or at least looks less bad. Okay, now I don't see anything, so that's not right. Yeah. Also, am I... Okay. Yeah, and also the instances drawn wasn't changing, but I am... Where is this? Frustum coal. Yeah, I am running the test. So this is definitely, I definitely broke it. Right, but this should be the center point. It's world position minus, yeah. That'll get order of operations. Right, I just want to put the center of it to be at, yeah, that makes sense. Half extents. That makes sense, I think. And then direction UVW. I'm pretty sure this... So there's also more confusing stuff about what is it? Rotate point by quaternion. So like some places I find they say, oh, you can just multiply the vertex by the quaternion, and then other things that you have to do. Other places it says you have to do like this Hamilton product, and I guess I should trust math stack exchange more than like, I don't know, whatever random game dev forums I find. And then so I think that's why there's this what is it? Yeah, that rotate vertex by quaternion. Where? Yeah, it's this, but. Yeah, it's like this rotate vertex position thing. Yeah, that's in the other one that I got from, originally I got it from, oh yeah, it is here. Okay. So I think I actually need this, maybe? GLM vec3, GLM, and then I can also convert the, or this is a quaternion. Remember name XYZ in quaternion. Rotation.w. Is this like IJK or something? Oh, right. It's probably, yeah, it doesn't let me do like real bit swizzling stuff, I think. If I just say vec4. No, that also is fine. I think I can say GLM vec3 rotation. For functional style cast. Terrible. Yeah, so that's not quite right. But yeah, I think I need to like, do I need to rotate the center? Yeah. Or, I mean, basically I just want to take the TRS matrix and move the OBB by that. So maybe I should just take, Yeah, take that in, because that just goes from model to world space anyway. And then I'd rotate the center, or yeah, I'd multiply the center and the half extents by the TRS matrix, but I thought I did that earlier and it was broken. And then yeah, this is still a problem here. So then how about, let me go back to trying to do it this way with map for TRS. And then, yeah, so I want to take this. So I want to take the center. Center equals TRS times OBB center. And yeah, that's going to be mad because this needs to be a vec4. And then the half extents is like the same thing. Yeah, and then world rotation, these are still going to be broken. And now, go here. Let's just do that there. Right, and so maybe these just always, because I'm like rotating the center and the half extents, maybe these UV and W just always need to be right, up, and forward. That might be what I need. Let me try that actually, because that kind of makes sense. And yeah, I just won't use world rotation for now, that's fine. And then I don't need this for the moment. And I'm pretty sure there's like some GLM extension will let you do bit swizzling like this, but yeah. And then let's go back to object, and then world space, yep. And just pass in the object matrix here. Object matrix, and whatever, the rotation doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything anyway. So let's see what this does. I still don't have any boxes. Yeah, we're still not calling anything. So I can see instances drawn stays the same up here. I am drawing the boxes, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, OBB to world space. Yeah, so I should be moving the center point in the half extents by the object matrix. And then up here, I actually draw it. Yeah. Why would this not work, right? Because if I look up BB center point half extents, just trying to look up the representation for this. Is there like a good website that has no? Okay, this might have something. I don't think I've seen this before on Learn OpenGL. So okay. No overlap. Yeah, one axis. Yeah. Okay, this is not that helpful. Right, somewhere I can find stuff about, let's see, OBB center half extents. Okay, this is something, I think. No, this is just some random documentation. There's some website that has a lot of this stuff I could find earlier when I was looking things up. Now I can't find it. No. There's some website that had like a bunch of math stuff specific, like it was just the math and it was actually like readable. This website, this has some stuff, but transform A, B, fast, matrix. Does this work? New center is transform coordinate, center, matrix, transform normal, new extent. Let's transform the normal of it. Okay. Extent and absolute value of the matrix, I think. Matrix ABS. How does this work? ABS matrix. Okay. Yeah. Oriented bounding box collision detection. Here's a library that does it, but can I just find like an actual good paper? And I know like when I was first looking at this, I found like decent papers about it, but apparently I didn't write down any of the stuff for it. I got it wrong too, since it's still broken, but does this show anything about creating a bounding box? Okay, oriented bounding box is a center. Yeah, a set of right-handed orthonormal axes and a set of extents. Okay, so this says it's right-handed, right? But Vulkan is like, yeah, Vulkan's like, is it left-handed? I think so. Let's just look at the coordinate system. Can I just find the... Okay. Yeah, so Vulkan, that's left-handed? Yeah. Or no, OpenGL was left-handed. What? How does that work? Is my left hand broken? No, I guess it's supposed to be like that for OpenGL, and then Vulkan is... I don't know. Whatever, I just had a second ago. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, whatever. I think that's fine, though. I can just... I think with this, like, I just have to flip the Y or something. Yeah, separation of OEBs. Yeah, like, I already have the collision detection stuff. I just need to actually generate them. Right. Well, anyway, so I have this axis aligned bounding box, and this is in model space, and I need to convert this into world space, and then this U, V, and W. Right. So when I convert it to world space, do I rotate it? Do I rotate the center and the half extents, or do I just give it an orientation? I think I just give it an orientation here with the UV and W vectors. Yeah, so then the center point and the half extent, so this is like unrotated. Yeah, and then something here, this projects it into this space or something like that. I don't know. I only got a B in linear algebra. I think it was like an 89.4 or something, kind of making that. But anyway, maybe I deserve to only get an 89.4 then if I can't figure this out. So, yep, so I don't want to rotate this here. I just want the translation and the scale, right? And then the half extents. Right, So let me just like reset everything again. There. Right, so I'm taking this center point and I'm multiplying it by the scale. I mean, that doesn't really, that even do anything? Like, it would just make it smaller, but as a point. So, or no, that would make it, yeah, not smaller. That would actually move it. So I don't know if this is right. But then it looks kind of right. Like, so everything works except for rotation. That's the thing. Because like this model here, this engine model is heavily scaled. Yeah. And so like this bounding box is actually correct. I mean, it might be a little big. I'm not sure why the bounding box is like too big for some of these. Yeah, and like these cubes and stuff, right? Like all these bounding boxes, they're like it's all got an extra width outside of it. So that's a little strange. But anyway, that's kind of a secondary issue. Yeah, but the only problem is stuff that's rotated, because then it's like it's not putting the box in the right spot. Right, but are the boxes oriented correctly? So it's kind of hard to see with all this crap in the way, but okay, so if I look here, right? So from what I was looking at earlier, I know like this top box here might be kind of hard to see, but this box here is for this chessboard, and then this box here is for this duck. And so this just needs to be like flipped 180 degrees and then moved over here. And so I think what I'm doing is I'm not rotating it, but I am moving it. Okay. Or no, I'm like whatever it is with the order where like you rotate before you translate or whatever. I think I'm doing that in the wrong order, but like it's not really how this works. So maybe it's something in here in the vertex shader. Oh yeah, one thing to test is, does it actually disappear when I can't see the box anymore? Or no, because like I can't see the box anymore. But then once I actually go out of scope, instance is drawn 50, 0. Yeah, 50. Then when I can't see it anymore. Yeah, so I think it's actually doing the collision detection properly. Right? So like when it's trying to detect the collision, it's actually looking in this spot. It's just when I try to draw it, it's drawing it in the wrong spot. That might be what's going on. So why would it be drawing it in the wrong spot? Right? Because like I have this rotation matrix and I'm just rotating the vertex by it. Right? But isn't there something about like the order of, right? It's translation, rotation, scale, order, something. Where is that? I keep finding the website and then I lose it because I click off of it. I'll usually get to it. I look up like quaternion GLSL or something. I think I can find the website. Yeah, OpenGL tutorial. This thing, and then there's just something about, yeah, accumulating transformation. So it's right, actually perform scaling first, then rotation, then translation. Okay, but here I'm actually translating it first. So that's a problem. And yeah, I don't have a scale or anything. So I think what I need to do, so this is 0, 0, 0. So like if I try to rotate before, oh no, you know what? I think I need to, yeah. So like I don't want to rotate this OBB vertex here, right? I want to rotate it once I give it the half extents and then I add the center. I think that's right. Maybe. Yeah. What if I go here and I say OBB vertex equals rotation matrix times OBB vertex, and then I get rid of this here, and then this moves up here. Or, yeah, whatever. Yeah. So I set like the base position, I guess, which is just the half extents. Or, okay, yeah. Right, because this is, I'm getting the in position, right? That's what this is. And then it might be that I have to add the half extents later, right? So I might need like OBB vertex to just be like in position or something. Right. And then I rotate it, and then I like add all this stuff to it. Maybe. Let's see what this does. Okay, that looks decent. It's still a little broken, but that's definitely an improvement. And this one still looks fine, right? Like this, yeah, this engine here, this looks perfectly fine, but now I actually have the box around here. Okay. Yeah, and this is after flipping and everything. Oh, and then you can even see well, I mean, really this box shouldn't be going out of scope, but like when it turns red here, then the duct disappears. Yeah, and so all this, so now like, because this one actually looks mostly fine, yeah, but I guess it needs to be shifted up more, these boxes. So why would that happen? I guess half extents to the centers. I don't know. In position X plus half extents X, Y, Z. So how does this work again? Absolute value of in position dot X. Okay. So I think what I want to do here is call this in position, and then here I just want to do vertex. And then rotate it here. Let's see what that does. That did absolutely nothing. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so it seems like the center points are wrong. Like the center point isn't rotated, or doesn't take the rotation into account. Right? Like, but then this chessboard does seem to take the rotation into account. Right? Like I wouldn't want it flipped up like over the top up here, like above the duck. But this might actually be where, like, it might not be. So earlier it was a problem with drawing. Now it might be a problem with the boxes themselves. Like these boxes aren't taking the rotation into account correctly or something. So yeah, so scale, rotation, translation. Right, but then like if I go here on this page, or no, does this have something about rotating vertex by quaternion? Quaternion, well, yeah. Quaternions. Take the inverse, conjugate magnitude, normalize, multiply together. How do I use quaternions to rotate a vector? What? Oh. Using QR. QR times V times inverse of QR. Okay. So it's like another way you can do it. And maybe that, or whatever that other code is just for like doing that inverse multiply thing quicker. I don't know. But the center still seems a little wrong. So would I add the center? No. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which order I add these in. Well, yeah, this is just plus, and this is just taking the sign out. I mean, this could change the sign, so maybe that's it. Maybe I need to do center first. I'm pretty sure I'd have to do center first anyway. Okay, now it's very screwed up. Yeah, everything's like broken now. Okay. Interesting. So it's definitely correct before. Yeah, because now, like, I just have the sign of the half, or yeah, yeah. I want the sign of the vertex or something. Yeah. Right. So the scale is. Where am I getting the scale from? Oh, so this. I think this is technically the scale is the half extents, actually. Sort of. Yeah, I think the half extents is technically the scale, so it does go in this order. Extents is scale, so it comes first. Then type, then rotate, then translate. Yeah, right, because this is what actually changes the vertices from like 0 and 5 or negative 0.5, 0, whatever, up to like the actual size of the object, right? So this is like scaling it in the X, Y, and Z direction, and then I want to rotate it, and then I want to translate it. Okay. So that's right, but then this is still a little wrong. But that might just be because maybe the center points themselves are wrong. Because it does seem to be like, it does seem to like go out of scope with this, like clipping the edge or whatever. Yeah. So then, if I'm actually drawing it correctly now, which this all makes sense for drawing correctly, then the problem is still in the math here. Yeah, so center. So how am I? OBB vertex equals OBB center. Right, and then I think in here an object or something, I'm updating the center. Yeah, position offset. That's how I'm getting that. Okay. Yeah, and so there's the offset. And I'm multiplying by scale first, and then not rotating it at all. So that kind of makes sense. I'm doing scale first, then rotation. Yeah, and so the center, maybe this shouldn't be plus equals, actually. What if I just say center equals this? Right, because maybe I'm just offsetting the position by too much. Because shouldn't the center, I would think the center of the bounding box should be the same as the center of the object. Hey, that looks... Is that right? It's almost right. It's an improvement. But still these ducks don't look quite right. But that might be... No, I shouldn't have a problem calculating... I don't think it would be like I'm calculating the bounding box extents incorrectly in the first place. Because like all I'm doing there is looking at the what do you call it? I'm just looking at like the height, the distance of the vertices or whatever. So like this shouldn't, like if there's there's triangles up here, that's why there's part of the head there, right? So that should be fine. Like I should be calculating the bounding box size correctly. Yeah, and so look here, like this triangle's in the right spot, but this purple box is kind of in the wrong spot still. I think its box is like sitting here, right? So this is where this is what the purple box should actually be. Or no, that's a child of this. Yeah, no, like this box should just extend. Oh yeah. So this one's actually fine because I'm not taking animations into account. So I don't know what this bounding box right here is supposed to go to. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't have anything. Oh, right, there's supposed to be a water bottle here. Where? Right, there's one down here, but there's supposed to be another one right here. Where did it go? Maybe it's another weird thing about pre-allocating models. Am I making multiple of these? Well, yeah, I am making multiple of them. Yeah. So this is another stupid thing about pre-allocating 2 of these models. So let's say water bottle model pre-allocate 2. So now that water bottle should show back up. There we go. Yep, that was it. Yeah, so now the only problem is these duck... Well, yeah, there's animations, but then the duck ones are still a little off. I don't know why. What else could it be? Yeah, so like that goes out of frame, which it technically shouldn't be, but yeah, still the bounding box isn't quite right. I could try having a non-rotated duck model, and I want to see what that does. Yeah, so let me go here, ducks, rotation. Yeah, or let me just not rotate these and see if that looks correct. Yeah, it's probably something like I need to rotate the center point or something. I don't know. No, okay, so then these are still broken at the bottom here. All right. I'm going to rotate it the other way. And the box did flip, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's not quite right. Let me go ahead and commit this. Yep. No, we'll commit that separately. draw bounding boxes correctly, and then reallocate water bottle models. Okay. So why aren't these ducks working? Didn't I? Oh, did I? Yeah, I forgot to rebuild. It almost seems like the duck offset should be lower or something. Like its position offset should be lower on the Y. Right? Like, yeah, it's a problem. Like, I don't know, is the bounding box in the wrong spot or is the model in the wrong spot? I would think the model is in the right spot. I just need to match the bounding box to the model. I don't know why specifically it's just these models that are broken, right? Like the other one, like I have that chessboard rotated and it looks like it's completely covered. Now that might just be that it doesn't have a lot of like vertical height or whatever, right? Yeah, so if you look here, like it's almost like this model here is like setting too high. Like you think it'd be down at the bottom. And also, I'm not sure why there's like these big gaps at these edges here. It's a little strange. And like you can really see it on these cubes, right? Like they have these huge gaps. Also, do the cubes look smaller now? Are they smaller with the bounding boxes over them? Oh, and I don't know what this is here. Just a random bounding box. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, there's just like random little bounding boxes that don't have a cube in them. That's also weird. Okay. Definitely got some issues. If I don't draw those boxes, do the cubes get bigger? Yeah, can I just like... Or no, cubes are down here. Yeah, what if I just don't do this? Or this? So just don't draw the cubes. Actually, they should probably be above that. No, it's fine. Put it there. No, okay, those boxes still... Well... Yeah, I guess they just look small when they have like the other box around them. It's nice, like 3000 FPS, and then here I get like 300 FPS, so it's definitely working. So that's good at least. All right. I want to add something for dynamically being able to turn off the box rendering. Yeah. So I want to add like a hotkey to, how would this work? Because like I'd have to remove the graphics pass. Like really, that's the right way to do it. Is have a hotkey that just straight up removes the graphics pass and this. I mean, I could just make it a configuration setting, but still, having like a key to do it would be good. that might be a little too complicated right now. Graphics pass. Yeah, because like I'd have to figure out, like I have to be able to like add and remove the nodes at the right spot, and this has like a lot of different stuff to it. And then there's add pipeline. Where's that? Is that this thing in here? Yeah. Yeah, it's not trivial to just like remove and add certain pieces of it. So you know what? I'm going to just turn it into a setting, and then that'll at least be something. So let's say renderer. Graphics pass. Yeah. So can I just say like if settings draw bounding boxes, then do all of this. See if that works. So we need to add another setting. Draw bounding boxes equals false. And then I load it here. Draw bounding boxes. Draw bounding boxes dot get bool. There we go. And settings. Draw bounding boxes true. Let's see what that does. Okay, yeah, so that draws everything, and then false doesn't draw it. Cool. So that works. Yeah, no validation errors or anything. Yeah, great. So I think now I'm going to try to get animations working. And I'll come back to figuring out those ducks later. So animations. Object, right. So I have, like, I know the animated objects. Somewhere, something somewhere. Yeah, refresh animated objects. Object refresh animations. So if I just put something in refresh animations for updating the bounding box. So it actually needs to be like model animate. And when I animate the model, I need to update the bounding box. Okay. And then, yeah. So then once I refresh the animations, then I can just say refresh culling data. And that'll go through all this stuff. So then now I just need to update the bounding box when I actually animate the model. Yeah, I know somewhere I have like a fix me for this. No children. Yeah. Yeah, to do update AABB by animation matrix. Okay. Is that all I just need right there? Didn't just go away. I thought I already got rid of that. Let me see, because I thought I had another comment somewhere about doing this. Animation. AABB. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, like I thought I had a fix me somewhere else. to do animations, but whatever. Let's just go here, and when I find the comment again eventually. Yep. So update bounding box by animation matrix. So how is this going to work? So yep, so this is like the regular bounding box. And new bounds. New bounds. Okay. Yeah, and it's not necessarily that like I can just multiply the animation matrix, because the animation matrix could change what the min and max values are. So I basically just need to run through the whole AABB update thing, which is, yeah, that's this here. So transform times max. What? Oh, what? Oh, this is the mesh bounding box. Yeah, I see. Yeah, so I have the bounding box for the mesh, and then this AABB update. This only updates the values like it does min and max here. So it just figures out the min and max extents for the model. Yeah, so this is mesh, right? So then this is for node. Are we cool yet? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much use. Yeah, I've been back for like 50 minutes. So I got things mostly working. Let me turn it back on. So I added a setting for this. Draw bounding boxes. Turn this back on. So I figured everything out for the most part, except for some reason, there's still this little, at the top of these ducks, it's, like the bounding box doesn't reach the top of the heads of these ducks, and I don't know why. Because everything else seems to work fine. And like, this is all with everything flipped. Yeah, and so I think, so I got it. So I think the core problem was on why I was drawing them wrong. So I think the bounding boxes were actually in the correct positions. Yeah, because like this code is all the same. The problem was I was, when I was actually drawing the boxes, I was doing the transformations in the wrong order. So I was doing like the scale, then the translation, then the rotation. But what I needed to do was the scale, then the rotation, then the translation, right? So like it's, I don't know, a little more clear if you look here, right? So like you have the vector, and then you scale it first, and then you rotate it, and then you translate it, right? But then what I was doing, I had the vector, I was scaling it, then I was rotating it, then I was translating it, then I was rotating it last, and that's what was causing the problem. Because I was rotating it like relative to its world position instead of in like local model space or whatever. So that fixed that. I thought I committed this. Why is it orange? Okay, yeah. And then I added a setting in here for drawing the bounding boxes. And then right now I'm trying to get animations working. Because if you look right now, like this thing's bounding box doesn't update with this animation, basically. Yeah, for row major matrices, the order is different. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe, I'm not sure, but this is all column major. So anyway, yep. So when I go here and I animate the yeah, right. So when I actually go and I animate a node, if node has animation, animation matrix, yeah. And so I need to look. It's too much stuff in this file. Here it is. Yeah, and so this is when I'm actually generating. So I'm generating the bounding boxes in the first place. So yeah, first I like generate the meshes bounding box when I load the mesh, but then I just take the meshes bounding box and I transform it. So I take like the maximum value of the bounding box, transform it by the nodes transform, and then take the minimum and do that by the transform. And then I run this AABB update. And what this does is it basically just does the max between the current one and whatever you give it, and then also the min. And so this just gives you the maximum and minimum corner pieces for the whole mesh. And so I think I just need to like run this code again. But down here in animate. And that will probably work. Right. So and then I have to also do like if mesh index has value. I need to get the mesh. So it's this. And this should actually always have a value. Yeah, so let's say mesh pointer mesh equals, can I type? Equals this. Oh. Model. Yeah. Okay, and then just update the bounding box. Except it's not transform, is it animated transform? Yeah, it's animated transform. Okay. That might be all I need to do to get animations working. It's just this little piece here. Yeah, if it doesn't have a mesh, then yeah, it's not going to have a bounding box, because the bounding box over the mesh. And then I did set it to, I went here and I told it when I refresh the animations also, right? So once you animate the model, then refresh the culling data, which will get the latest bounding box from the model and do all that and upload it to the GPU. So let's build this. Okay. It's not quite right. There's so much stuff here. Yeah, so now like it just turned it into this giant bounding box. So that's not what I wanted. Right? And it seems weird, like when it first starts up, you can see it. Yeah, like something like moves off the screen. Yeah, but this isn't right. Because I should just have the bounding box like growing and shrinking like every frame. Oh, but you know what? Yeah. I think I know what's happening. So I'm not actually resetting the maximum and minimum boundaries of the bounding box every frame. I'm just, it's like persisting every frame. So even though I'm like recalculating the min and max, it's never actually reaching it. And then if you saw at the beginning where I ran this, if you catch it, you can see like some line going off the screen. And so I think like for some reason this is, I don't know, starting in the wrong position. It's like starting up here. And then that's giving it a big box. Maybe? I'm not sure. That's my guess. Let's see. And also earlier I had some problem when I was looking at these. Like some of these bounding boxes didn't have a model in them, but now it all looks fine. Oh no, yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at this. There's a bounding box here, but there's no model being drawn. So that's weird. Yeah. So it's definitely, there's still some weird issues with those, probably just fragmentation. Maybe it's a multi-threading thing. I'm not sure. It's probably a multi-threading thing, actually. That would kind of make sense. No, but I have mutex logs everywhere. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but then this triangle here, like this bounding box is also huge, but it shouldn't actually change. Because before it was just like the size of this. So I'm definitely doing something very wrong here. So model, yeah, animated transform times the mesh. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, if it has an animation. Okay, so there's this animation matrix. Okay, yeah, so that's the model matrix. Why don't you reset the minimax before the animation? I probably need to. Um, but I think that's actually a separate problem because if I look at this triangle, um, this like spinning triangle down here. So before the box was just like basically covering the triangle. Yeah, as it is, it can grow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but somehow like this triangle thing grew, and I don't know how that happened. And like this shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like growing up here. And then there is that weird thing where like you see like this little line that scans. I don't even know if it shows up on stream, but when I start it, I just see like this little line. Yeah, yeah, you can kind of see it. It's there for a few frames, which is odd. Yeah, but really, like, I shouldn't. Like, it's probably fine if I don't reset it. Like, maybe I'm gonna be not culling some things that I could be culling, but for the most part, it's fine. That you can just queue capture render doc. Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see, because I think this is separate. And so animated transform, right? So this is what I'm actually writing to mesh AABB. Hmm. I think I want to reset the. Oh, I think I see what's happening. So because I'm not resetting the bounding box before the animation, or no, yeah, I think somehow I'm like combining the bounding boxes of both of like just the model and the uh of just the model and the model that has the position changed and the animation. All those are getting like combined into one bounding box. Yeah, so kind of, right? Because like what I need to do is find like the maximum and minimum components of like every possible combination. So I kind of have to do it like this. Um, right, and so right, so this animated transform, right? So like, is that model ABB? What's going on here? Yeah, so I'm doing model update with the regular transform and this, right? So I'm already putting it here. Oh no, the min and max will come from combine the bounding boxes again. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So here, yeah, multiplying the transform, right? And so this is getting it for the model itself. Right, but then I'm not editing. When I go here into object, I'm getting the model one, but I'm not actually editing it. Yeah. And so here I want to actually edit the model one. And so I kind of just need to recalculate it. Yes. And instead of using regular transform, I need to use, yeah, the animated transform, and that will put it in the local model space in the animation. And then when I do the object matrix, that will move it into world space. Yeah. So it is right that up in animate where is this? Yeah. So I need to reset these, right? What do these default to? Is it just like, yeah, max float? Okay. Is that the right way to do it? Is there a better way to do that? ABB update. Right, like I'm pretty sure if I just go, let's say, hey, ABB dot max. I set this, tried to be smart about it. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess I can like make it a friend or something. Yeah, yeah, just write the values directly. Yeah. Like protected or something, and then it's like friend class model. Does that work? Then can I go in here and say bb.max? Yeah, there we go. Max equals or is min float a thing? No. Okay, well, yeah, so negative max float. What? No viable overload equals. But that worked. What? Oh, it's vec3. Yeah. Like this, I think. Does that work? No. There we go. Did I not need to do that here? Yeah, that works. What this? Yeah, I guess that's what it's doing. Not sure. I mean, none of these are like max float or min float or something, so. Okay, it doesn't like it there. I don't know, whatever. That's probably fine. And then min is just max float. Let's see what that does. Kind of silly to set it just min float just so your max call will be a no op. Set it to min float. What? Why would that be a no op? I mean, I guess the first time this calls it. Yeah, yeah, like I can just set it directly. Yeah, but I have to reset it somehow. And so like, yeah, I could say like if it's the first one, then just directly set the value, otherwise do this. But it's easier to just do this. This is a bit cleaner, I think, overall. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay, hey, that looks better. It's not quite right, but yeah. Oh. But also this is kind of like, where's the bounding box for this one? Like, I see this. Why does this even have a separate bounding box? Oh, it's because I'm just looking at the animated nodes, not at the whole thing. Yeah. Hmm. Facility set to min float. Yeah, just write it directly. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is kind of how I want to do it. It's just, I'm only doing if has animation. So maybe, so if you don't have an animation, so really it's like always if it has a value. Okay, then maybe this, right, there's meshes of mesh index. Model meshes has value. Model meshes value. I think I want to put this here. And then mesh. Okay, but then this one is animated transform, but then this is animation matrix. Right, because like I need to take into account all nodes, so it can't just be if it has an animation. And then, yeah, but animated transform might be blank. Right, but then like, what's this? The parent animation matrix. Okay, yeah, an animated node's children won't get the animation. I think I kind of need to fix this part first, because this is kind of confusing me a little bit. Okay. Let me see, like this should, I think this should mostly work. Or no. What would this be? I have to set this to be like, instance data model matrix. That might work. I'm not sure. Well, that's a really bad solution. Really, I need to fix this. No, it doesn't even work. Does this thing have a bounding box around it? No, not. Move out of here. Yeah, and so like the whole thing is just moving, so it's not taking into account the non-animated. Oh no, maybe it is. Yeah. Now it is taking into account the non-animated node, because you see up here, this top of the box is staying in the same spot. It's just like not rotated right or something. Which is fine. Yeah. Okay. So that is the problem. Right, so for every node, if it has a value, right, and I can say like if, I can put another like if has animation in here. Or yeah, whatever. And then still not like rotated or positioned properly, which I also don't understand. Alright, so this is the mesh, max, and min. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. And then animated transform. Either use the model matrix. Yes. I have to fix this, I think. Or no. This is actually a separate issue. Yeah. It should have fixed it, which it kind of did. It's just not getting rotated or like put in the right spot. It's still at like 0, 0 or whatever. Am I not calculating the center point correctly? Oh, maybe that's it. I'm not. I might need to like reset the center point or something. The length and the center point. Yeah. I think that's it. Because I'm caching these. Yeah, stupid cache invalidation. Yes, it's probably a cache invalidation thing. Okay. It's just because these can be a little slow to calculate. Oh, and so like I tried caching them. Well, that probably broke this here. So if I go this dot length cached is false and center point cached. I guess I really don't need this anymore because like before I was like running these every frame for every model, and so like this gave me some kind of speed up. But now I'm only running these when I'm updating the model, so I might just get rid of those caching things entirely because at this point I think it's hurting more than helping. Nope, still broken. I thought that would be it. Yeah, still up there with the wrong center point. Or it seems like the center point and all that's right. It's just it's not getting moved by this or something. I'm calling refresh culling data, and I'm using the models ABB. Oh yeah, here's this. I'm using the models ABB2 OBB. Yeah, so then I'm rotating it and scaling it and all that, and then I'm putting it in the right position, and then I'm uploading that to GPU. So why? It's like it seems like this is just not running or something, or no, it's definitely running because like this is getting updated. It's just not in the right spot. If I just don't do this, what happens? Yeah, I don't know. Like everything else is going to be broken, but does it fix these? Yeah. Okay, it's very broken because okay, yeah, but now these are right. Okay, so I don't know. I'm like double updating the center somehow. How does that make any sense? Right, because I think when I'm calling animate, model animate instances, parent animation. Oh yeah, because where is it? Yeah, model matrix. Yeah. This is no instance data model matrix. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? That's the model matrix for the node in model space. Yeah. So why is this broken? Or instance data. Yeah, that's local to the node. This Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. When I'm going here through write instance data, fast, okay, store it in the model matrix. And then write instance data. Oh, okay. So this is not something I need to be using. That's why. Yeah, this is whatever's in here is just like the last thing that got written to it or something. Which would be like the object matrix times the transform. I think I just want to use like transform here instead. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's this. Why am I? Oh, yeah, right, because I want to take... What? I'm pretty sure this breaks if I have multiple instances. Like, it just gets... Right, it's just I don't have multiple animated instances of things. Fix me. This almost certainly breaks with multiple instances. I'm going to put transform in here and see what this does. Well, that's an improvement. It's still like in this corner. And somehow it's like opposite. Okay. Yeah, but I probably shouldn't be doing that anyway. Yeah, so this just needs to be the model's local AABB. Yes, I don't need to be taking into account like the world data. Yeah, but then in here I'm taking into account the world data. So I think this is just animation matrix, not animated transform. And that actually makes a little more sense. Animation matrix. Yeah, and that makes more sense from like this kind of perspective. I'm setting animation matrix there. So I think that might be it. Hey, that looks good. Look at it from this side. So yeah, that looks fine. Yep. How about this? It's hard to see against the background. Maybe you look at it this way. Okay, so this triangle is still a little screwed up. Yeah, somehow this is like opposite. Is this like opposite in the Y direction or something? Oh, you know what? Maybe that's what's wrong with the ducks. No, but like this one's in the correct Y direction. Wonder what happens if I stop flipping Ys in here. All right, I'm like flipping the Y again. Okay, so the ducks are still broken. Everything looks exactly the same. I'm confused. How's everything exactly the same when I'm... What? I have no idea. Yeah, it's exactly the same. That's confusing. Okay. Yeah, so which direction is this like screwed up in? Because I think like that's Z in and out. Um, this should be Y and then this should be X. So, no, it's not. Is it flipped on the X? I can't really tell. Let's go ahead and commit this. Date AAPBs when animating. So that's an improvement. Still like a lot of little issues. So I think we've still got 3 issues with all this stuff. So these ducks, these are still not quite right. Oh, there's 4 issues, right? So these ducks are not quite right. The culling algorithm itself is a little broken. This is broken. And then somewhere in here, there should be like empty boxes or something, and it's probably like a multi-threading problem. Yeah, there's an empty box. Yeah. This isn't showing up, even though it's green. So this is probably like a multi-threading it thing. I'm not sure. I'm tired today. I didn't get too much sleep last night. So, can I fix this? It seems like it's like flipped 180 degrees on the Y or something, but then I unflipped the Y. And it's still... I wonder, what if I just like start flipping random directions? What does this do? Just curious more than anything else. Because that should like very drastically change the rotation of these. But no, it all looks exactly the same. Which is weird. Two OBB, yeah, whatever. How does the rotation direction not matter? It's like they should just literally be flipping the rotations. I don't know. Yeah, correction UVW. Okay, multiply them in here, but it's just strange. Well, so if it's not that, then what else could it be? So, yeah, like when I calculate it for the mesh, so like this mesh AABB. Yeah, I'm just looking at all the points on the mesh. So let me see if I don't animate. Go here. And if I do not refresh animated objects, or neither one of these actually. Is the box in the right spot, or is it still like offset by 180 degrees or whatever? Okay, so it actually looks like it's reasonably correct if I don't animate. Right, but then like it goes way out here, which is strange. Like I would think it would just stop here. Well, because I guess this goes from like, so I guess this would be like 0, and then it goes from like -1 on the X to like -1 on the Y. Yeah, so this should be like 0, 0, 0, 0, -1, 0 or something. I don't know why it's like all the way over here. I might. I'm kind of getting tired of messing around with this. Might try switching over to something else. Yeah, but then the other stuff I have to do is like rewriting the render graph, and that's just going to be a lot of boilerplate. I'm not sure. Anyway. Right, and then like when this starts to rotate, then yeah, it like rotates this corner here relative to like this edge, I think. Right, and so it's almost like I'd expect this box to be like down here. And so it's like it's flipped on the whatever this axis is. Or no, this would be like a plane. It's flipped on the XZ plane, I think that is. Yeah, I think that's the XZ plane. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. So let me look at how I'm calculating the mesh bounding boxes. But I'm pretty sure it's like relatively simple. So when I go in and create the meshes, yeah, so it's just get the primitive AABB, which is just, yeah, so I just get the position of each vertex. Yeah. Of each vertex. Am I taking... Yeah, so that's before I'm finding like unique vertices. So, I mean, this could be a little faster if I like move this down here or something, but whatever. This should still be fine if I have like duplicate vertices. Yeah, so I'm getting the vertex position here, and that gets me the bounding box for the primitive, and then I just like compare the bounding box of the primitive with the current bounding box of the mesh. So let me look at the yeah, so this can either take a bounding box or it can take this. And so maybe this isn't quite the right way to do it. Like maybe I'm adding like extra corners in here. Like maybe it can be either a max or a min vertex, but not both. If that makes any sense. Let's see. Calculate AABB for mesh. So go over, I guess this is all the vertices. If vertex x is less than min x, else if vertex x is greater than max x. Yeah, like this is basically what I'm doing. This is good though. So I'll kind of think about this some more. I just had like a box, right? Just like that simple box model. And that thing should have basically the same vertices and indices as the, where is it? It's this, right? It should basically just be this. And if I were running this through the max, yeah, okay. And then so the max I'd get would be like 0.5, and the min I'd get would be like negative 0.5. Yeah. Yeah, and so I want like the furthest point in each direction. I want the furthest point in each XYZ. And then like the not closest, like the furthest on each side of 0 or whatever. Yeah. Just all this is. Min X, min Y, min Z, new bounds, XYZ, yeah. So I think this is right then. So then how, but if that's right, then how am I getting like, how's it so broken? Right, and then I just update this and pull the max and min values out. And then I do the same thing here. Just transform it. Maybe it's something about not resetting it still. Yeah. Like, yeah. If I'm doing transform here, this might be the same kind of issue that I had in animation where I wasn't actually resetting it. So like if the mesh has a corner that's like further away, and then I transform it, then it might still keep that far corner. But actually it doesn't need to do that. Or no. No. This is fine because this is specific. These are two different bounding boxes. This is the one specific to the model, and this is the one specific to the mesh. And the one specific to the mesh is just all the primitives. And so maybe it's a problem here, but like that triangle is only one primitive. So right, the bounding box is just a little off. What did they even change? Yeah. So try opening it up in RenderDoc and just seeing what's going on there. Probably have too many objects. I should probably just get rid of everything else. Yeah, let me get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, why'd that crash? Try to allocate 0 size buffer. There we go. So take a look at this. Let me see, which draw command is this one? It's this here, number 35. Yeah, number 35 of the cold draw commands. Should put it, or actually, it's easier if I go here, and then, okay, yeah, so your first index is whatever that is. There's your vertex offset. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's just pull this up. And this is number 30, or no, cold one's number 35. Yep, there it is. here and see my instance indices, prefix sum, partial sums, active lanes. Man, I'm getting tired. Yeah, I want to look at the bounding box. So it's in here. I only have 10. I guess I only have 10 objects. Yeah, okay. Reset this. Anyway, yeah, 35. Oh. It's one of these instance count ones. Why are these all like the same down here? Oh yeah, I guess these are, no. Are these the ducks? These might be the ducks, yeah. I think this is the triangle if I had to guess. Yeah, center, so half extents. Oh, I think I get it. So, yeah, okay, I think this is just a limitation of axis-aligned bounding boxes. But now, I mean, it should still look right when it's spinning, but, so how this representation works, I have, center and half extents. Is this, can I find like a good, good picture for this? Just make sense out of this. I guess this is good enough, right? So this position here, this is like the center point, and then size y, z, x. These are the half extents. So it's just like 1/2 of the box. And so like the box is symmetrical in all x, y, and z directions. So if you go, even if you have something that like needs to go way far out in the x on just like one side of the model, well then now you're going to go way far in the x on the other side of the model. And yeah, like you could probably adjust the center point or something. Or well, yeah. Hopefully you'd find a center point so that like each side is symmetrical within the vertices. However, even with this triangle model, even like if the center point is here, then I'm not trying. Where's the bounding box? Yeah, so the center point is here, right? And so the bounding box goes off this much in this direction and this much in this direction. And so it has to go off that much in this direction and that much in this direction. If that makes any sense. Because all I'm encoding is like the half size of it, right? So then why is it broken when it's animating? Because it should just like the whole box should just like rotate like that. It should like this here should stay fixed. And the whole thing should just rotate around. That's what I'd expect to happen. Okay. So it kind of made sense out of that. So let me turn animations back on. Take another look at this. Right, so it's spinning, but it's not staying in place with the side of it. So then let's open that up in RenderDoc and try to capture it when it's in like a weird state. I can see what the half extents look like. Yeah, right there seems fine. Yeah, so I would expect this box to be like up here or something, but instead it looks like it's using the center point as like a max value or something. Yeah, but then if it was doing that, like I just have like a big box around it. Something's not quite right. So, yeah, I want to see that thing's culling data. And that should be this one here. Yeah. Right, so now the half extents are, yeah, 0.3 and 0.6, which makes sense that these are like always positive. And then 0 on the z, yeah, because it has no depth. That makes sense. And then direction u. So these have some weird... Could be something to do with how I'm trying to get these directions. Could definitely be it. Yeah, right. So I have this center point. Yeah, well, yeah, that seems like the biggest problem, right? Because the center point is like here, right? Instead of being at the center of the object. Yeah, so it still seems like the same issue where I'm like, somehow I'm double calculating the this offset here. So I wonder if I get rid of this again, does this fix the triangle? Because when I did that once, or when I when I changed around what I was looking at there, it fixed it. No, okay, now it's like completely broken because I'm not taking into account position at all. Okay. But then what if I just say position and not position offset? Because maybe I'm not getting the position offset correctly. But it should just be, oh yeah, if it's just the center point, I'm doing like position minus center point. Okay, no, now that's... it's kind of neat, but it's still not quite right. Yeah. So it does need to be this. Right, and so basically, yeah, I'm taking the world position, I'm just subtracting out the, right, so the scale for the triangle should just be 1, I think. And then I'm subtracting the center point of the model from it. Simple animation. Position, rotation, yeah. What if I disable the rotation? I didn't realize I was rotating it. I don't even... Oh, yeah, I'm rotating it to flip the side, yeah, so I don't think that's a problem. Because that's a rotation on the Y or whatever. Yeah, because now I have to go to this side to look at it. Yeah, that's not the problem. Now I wonder if I rotate it. This is the X. Yeah. What about that? What does that do? Okay, yeah, now it's like... No, now it's still here. Okay, but that actually looks mostly right. I still see it like clipping the edges at some point. Yeah, so that's interesting. But anyway, it should work without rotating it. So, but yeah, it's definitely weird. So I've got the half extents. It just seems like the center point is wrong. So, and like one time, the center point is actually right. Like one time in the cycle. Looks right, at least. Yeah, when it's at like the original position, it looks right. It almost seems... Okay, maybe put it this way. It looks like the box is rotating in the opposite direction that the triangle is rotating in. It's another way of kind of thinking about it. So why would that happen? I'm just looking at how this affects the aliasing on OBS or whatever. Anyway, um, yeah, it's almost like it's rotating it in the wrong direction, or like the wrong order. Which kind of doesn't make any sense. Um, hmm. So go back to animate. Yeah, this isn't the problem here. So animation matrix times, yeah, the mesh bounding box. So that's fine. Yeah, and so I'm just animating the mesh. Yeah. I'm setting that to be the model. Yeah, like it all makes sense. That's the weird thing. Hmm. And then the other one worked. It's just this triangle that's broken. And it's getting the animation matrix right. Yeah, and that's either the parent animation matrix or the yeah, or the result of like multiplying the parent animation matrix by this current node's animation matrix. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this simple triangle like only has the one node anyway. So let me look at this file. Maybe that can give me some insight. What's going on? Simple animation. Right, so yeah, these are like the vertices and the indices or whatever. F4. Oh yes, animation. Okay. Not really helpful. Yeah, but I just have like one node with one mesh. It's very simple. So let's see, how would this work? So I call animate on the instances. I have this identity matrix, and then I say, hey, animate whatever, take the model, the identity matrix, instances, instance index. Yeah. And then I go here, and so parent animation matrix is just identity, right? So this is just like one. And then I get the animation from here, right? Like animation, translation, rotation, scale. And it's just this rotation. And these other ones, animation, translation. Are these being set properly? Yeah, that's 0. That's all 1. That's 1, 0. Yeah, so that seems right. And then in here, yeah, if I don't have it, then I don't update it. So that's good. So I get the animation matrix. Then I multiply the parent, which is just the identity matrix, by the child. And then I get the animation matrix for this node. Yeah, that makes sense. And then here I multiply, yeah, really. I think here, instead of like instance data model matrix, I need to say like instances.get or something weird like that to figure this out. But anyway, it's not the problem here. I just have one instance. So animated transform. Yeah, but this animation matrix is what I care about. And then I'm just rotating or moving or transforming the mesh's maximum coordinate by the animation matrix and the mesh's minimum coordinate by the animation matrix. And then turning that into the model, into the animation matrix for the model. Or the bounding box for the model. And then when that's done, that just gets updated to upload to the GPU here. Except I do convert it to an oriented bounding box. And so, yeah, I rotate it, but then I'm just flipping it on the Y. So I don't think that's the problem here. We already checked if I don't rotate it, it's still broken. Scale is just 1. And so this is subtracting the position offset, right? And so this is basically going from, yeah, this is how I convert this position into like world space or whatever from the model space, or yeah, however this works. Yeah, I've got position offset, which is the center point times the scale. Yeah, so it's just like the center point, right? So just subtract out the center point from there. Yeah, if the center point is like 0 or whatever, then it's just still at 0. So that's fine. This is just aligning it. Yeah, this is aligning it to 0, 0, 0. That's basically what this is. And then, yeah, and then I actually have position. Right, and so I set that to be, so, okay, so I'm setting the center of the OBB to be positioned just like this. Maybe this needs to be plus equals. I think I had this as plus equals earlier. I'm not sure. That could be it. I don't know if that'll break other things, though. Okay, yeah, so now it's back to this thing. Everything else looks mostly fine. These ducks are more broken now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and this animation is also more broken. But then this looks less broken, sort of. Maybe I'm kind of thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe what I just want to do is animate the bounding box. No. Not really. Because of the whole center point half extents thing. Maybe I have to like animate it as min-max in the min-max form, and then I have like, yeah, and then I convert it to center point half extents. Right, so like what would animating the bounding box be? Well, that's just like, it's basically what I'm doing here. It's the same thing, but instead of yeah, instead of like vertex and rotation, it's like the translation and rotation. So maybe that's what I would need to be doing. I'm not sure. But it seems to work better when I have it set to equals. So that's something. Or everything else kind of works better. Yeah, so it probably does need to be equals. Just don't know why this is broken. So to OBB rotation scale. Yeah, rotation. I tried messing with these and it didn't change anything, which is strange. I would expect these to change things a lot. What if I just don't rotate it? What does that do? Absolutely nothing. Okay. That's weird. I expect I would need to rotate this. You know what? Maybe that's the issue. Is yeah, maybe that's part of the issue is like the rotation here isn't actually doing anything. Um, and so yeah, and so it's still like the coordinates are still aligned to like the basis vectors and not to the model itself. It's like I would expect this to rotate the vertex. Or this to rotate the vertex, but nothing's happening. Right, and like even when I was flipping like UV and W, it wasn't doing anything at all. Which is really odd. Let me try to step through some of this math then. So yeah, I got this. Go open render doc. Yeah, and maybe that's why these ducks are broken as well. Like, if these bounding boxes are actually supposed to be like flipped 180, yeah, that would make sense, right? If the bounding box is supposed to be flipped 180, then I think that would actually cover the whole duck. Maybe, maybe not, or no, not like flipped 180 here, but like flipped 180 along the center point. Because maybe, are those? Yeah, because it looks a little longer. Like it looks like there's a little extra, like the space between here. Let's make this bigger. I think the space between and make this aligned so it actually kind of looks right. Yeah, I think like the space between here and here is not as big as like the space between here and here. Instead of like orthographic projection, maybe I could see it a little better, but yeah, I think that's the problem, right? And so if this was like flipped around the center point, which I think is where it should be, then I think it would look fine. And that might also be the problem here. But then this is fine, which is weird. But but I never rotated this. Did I rotate that? But I never rotated the. No, I don't. Well, I only rotated the simple animation around around the y-axis, right? Just so it's facing the camera. But I never rotated it on the, or talking about rotations is weird. Yeah, I rotated it around the y-axis, right? But then like this stuff, yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's like an x-axis rotation. Yeah, and this is an x-axis, or no, this is like pitch. Yeah, this is pitch. This is roll. Yeah, it's a better way to think about it, right? Pitch, roll, and yaw, or whatever. Or pitch, yaw, I don't remember which one. Yeah, this is the yaw, right? So I did 180 degrees on the yaw, right? And then these are 180 degrees on the pitch. But I'm not taking that into account. But then why is this one broken? Because this one isn't rotated. Maybe it's got something to do with Vulkan negative y crap. Okay. See if I can get rotations working. All right, so let me just go ahead and capture a frame here. That was actually, that one was one that looked decent. Okay, that one looks terrible. So, yeah. Right, and I want to see what happens if I just kind of go through like manually calculate the rotation here, because this seems to do absolutely nothing. And so maybe I'm not setting those coordinates correctly. It could certainly be possible. Right, yeah, because that's why I have that whole rotate vertex by position. Yeah. I think I'm not setting those rotations correctly, and so they're like not doing anything. That's probably it. just like a stupid math mistake, basically, that I kind of knew about earlier and then forgot about. Yeah. So I'm looking at object calling data. Right, so if I look at so like direction UVW, right? So this is like basically non-existent. Yeah. Basically a non-existent rotation. So maybe that's the problem. So then let me go to here. Yeah, so right vector, up vector, forward vector. That kind of makes sense, right? So if I look in here, U should be the right vector. It should be X, Y, Z, I think. Right, if I have, yeah, right. So these are directions. Let me look up the math for this because none of this seems like it's right. Model view projection matrix. Okay, how do I get a rotation matrix from a quaternion? Rotations. So how do I create a quaternion? How do I convert a quaternion to a matrix? Here we go. Well, yeah, I know there's two mat 4, right? And then I know I have my, where is it? Math? Yeah, fast R matrix is basically just mem copy. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm doing GLM2 mat 3. Then I'm doing mem copy. Okay. So fast R matrix, TRS. Oh, that's just where I store it. I see. Yeah, I can just do GLM2 mat 3. Right, so let me go in here. Or yeah, I'm already. Yep. So let's say GLM mat 3 rotation matrix equals GLM2 mat 3 rotation. And then instead of doing rotation here, I do rotation matrix. Let's see what that does. That did absolutely nothing. Okay, but then this rotation here, this isn't the yeah, this isn't the animation rotation. This is the object rotation. Okay. Yeah, so it wouldn't have fixed the animation, right? And I'm doing like that. I'm doing 2 mat 3 in the animation anyway. And that didn't fix the ducks either. So it didn't fix anything. Let me see at least what it looks like. Because I think that is actually correct now. But it's just still not doing anything at all. Check calling data. Yeah, this is like exactly the same thing. Yeah, it looks the same. Turning into rotation matrix. Well, yeah, I guess that rotation is like basically nothing. Yeah, so that actually makes sense. Except no, like on those ducks, it should be. Yeah, find the first row 2 times. Okay. Yeah, but this, so it's not just as simple as like copy pasting. So I was doing it wrong before. Okay. Yeah. But these values are still like nothing. Right, well, what about the ducks, right? These are the ducks. Yeah, it's still But this should be flipped like 180 degrees. Yeah, and especially if I say like direction V times equals -1, like that should just flip the whole V direction for everything. But it doesn't at all, I would think. Yeah, they're UVs, UVWs. Real-time collision detection. Well, this looks okay. This looks good. Bounding volumes. BSP tree hierarchies. GPU assisted collision detection. Okay, so this book seems to have everything that I want in it. R5. Is this like libgen? Probably. .org. What is this? It's some Russian book website. Okay. Yeah, I don't exactly want to be pirating books on stream, so I'll look at that later. Maybe we'll find it at the library. Maybe. Yeah, so actually, real-time collision detection. I probably just need to go read through that book then. Maybe I'll go to the library or something. I don't know. Or I'll just go back to that Russian website. But yeah, so that book seems to have everything that I'm gonna want to know about collision detection and all this. So I will look at that off stream, and then right. And so the other things I wanted to work on at some point, I wanted to fix the render graph and timestamp queries. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll do that after fixing the render graph. I want to try looking at some Vulkan shader objects. Yeah, or this. So you can get rid of like Vulkan pipelines and just directly use these shader objects. So I want to try using this instead, and maybe I can get rid of some of this pipeline code. Yeah, new shader. Create shaders with the current next stage. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is just a function that they made. Okay. So next stage. Next stage is a fragment bit, I see. Code type spear V. Okay. Push constants, push constant range. Fill out shader, create info struct, and I have to build these together. GPU supports that, but not performance query. Really? I would think Vulkan timestamp query. Yeah, I mean, I guess supporting shader objects is probably simpler because like you already support pipelines. Like this is just removing some boilerplate or something. Right, but then yeah, I guess timestamp queries probably need like special GPU things. Synchronization 2 introduced. No, that's not it. Yeah, this looks like no, not all GPUs support timestamp queries. Okay. It's making most of pipeline dynamic state, though. I figured this would be more work. Well, I think it's like this. So like the timestamp queries needs like specific. Oh, it's off screen. The timestamp queries probably needs like specific hardware timers or something in it, um, in the GPU. But this probably is just like some driver stuff of like getting rid of some boilerplate. Because like all this is just like, oh, upload some spear V to the GPU and tell it to run it. It's like the same thing a pipeline does. It's just you just pull out some of the state and put it elsewhere. Yeah. It just says device limits. Okay. Yeah, so it's just like device property limits. I would think it'd be like an extension or something. Or really, I think you want this to be in like Vulkan core instead of just like this. Because it seems like something you'd want on all GPUs. The timestamp queries are limited to how GPU works, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you use if you go on Linux, it'll work. Because there's some Vulkan GPU info, yeah. This will tell you feature properties. Yeah, I think you go to like core 1.3 property time. What was this thing called? Device limit, get properties limits. Yeah, timestamp compute and graphics. No. Memory surface instance. No. Features. I would think it would be in properties. Or is this searching for GPU? No. Linux. Yeah, hold on. Now, where's the... There should be stuff in here. Maybe it's extensions? I think there'd be something in there for seeing timestamp query limits. Because then you can like check on different drivers. Like it might work on Linux and on Windows. But I guess if like the official Windows driver doesn't have it, then yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, now this website's slow. Whatever. Oh. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. I mean, oh, yeah, maybe you just have to go specifically to devices. So like if I look up, I have a 7900 XTX, or, oh no, it's fine. I'm kind of tired anyway. Yeah, RADV, yeah, this one. Yeah, so this is like the Linux driver, right? So then I've got what properties? Yeah, so it's in here somewhere. If I look for 1.3 time, oh, maybe it's 1.2 time 1.1. Where? Okay, timestamp period 10 in core 1.0. Okay, maybe it's in here. Ah, yeah, here it is. So then I think I can say listing. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Extensions tab up top. Yeah, I looked for it. Yeah, like Linux. I wish this told me, this give me like a better breakdown. Yeah, because these are the extensions, but it's not actually an extension. It's like some... It's weird how this works. Like usually this would be an extension or something. But this is just like a device property from like, I don't know, Vulkan 1.0. Anyway, whatever. Oh, just hit my desk. It's probably loud. So yeah, do I want to do timestamp queries? Probably not. I remember these being kind of annoying. Let me see how I did these last time. Yeah, it's just in here. Yeah, it's like I remember like struggling to get these to work right because it's just like really they're annoying to use. Where did I even have this stuff? I guess it's not in here. Yeah, okay, so here's like query results. Yeah, right. There's like right, I remember I have my laptop has an Intel GPU in it. Or yeah, okay, it has like Intel and NVIDIA GPU in it. It's like the integrated GPU and then the like a 1660 something. Anyway, um, but then like if I use the Intel GPU, then if I do like wait bit, then I get a driver crash or something, or it hangs or something. I don't remember. But then like if I do this on AMD, if I do wait bit, then it crashes on AMD. Like it crashes on Intel if I have it enabled, and it crashes, or no, it crashes on Intel if I don't have the wait bit set, and then it crashes on AMD if I do have it set. It's just, it's terrible. But I think like I generally do want that wait bit set because that tells it like actually finish getting all the timestamp queries before writing stuff. Yeah, so then I guess this can like slow things down. Yeah, and then you have to like do the query results like this, and then get the timestamp period, and then yeah, because I think I don't know if this is in like yeah, it's like converting it to milliseconds or something. Okay, and then when I'm actually doing the timestamps themselves, I think is that in here? Yeah, okay, then I have like timestamp all commands query pool 1. Timestamp all commands query pool 0. Okay, so once I get it working, it's actually pretty simple. I can just do timestamp like that. Okay. So yeah, maybe get this. I'll get the timestamp working first, and then I'll probably switch to another render graph. I might do that later tomorrow. I'm probably gonna take a early break again. I'm just kind of tired today. Usually I like to stream for about 3 hours, but it's been about 2 hours, 20 minutes, and I also started late. Whatever. But yeah, let me see if I can just get timestamp queries working with my dynamic node mass. So let's go here. And I thought there was something else about like there's some weird thing about initializing the timestamp queries. Like I know there's this here. Get pool. I mean, I guess I just read the documentation. Yeah, so I have to create the query pool, right? Yeah, if I want to create the query pool, then I probably need to have, yeah, it's another case of like where I actually want to have like a good render graph set up, because if I try to do this with dynamic nodes, then I won't really know how many query results I need. Like I can try to set it to a fixed number, but it's kind of stupid. Okay, and then here's physical device host query reset. Okay, so you need this extension before we can start writing data to it. Okay, 1.2, it's core. And you also need to enable host query reset and writing timestamps. Pipeline stage argument. Pipeline stage top bit, bottom bit, yeah. Getting the results, I can either copy it back into a buffer, or I can just do it after commit bar is finished, which I'll probably just do this one. Yeah. Tells the API to wait for all results to be available. So it's fine for a use case, but may introduce unnecessary stalls. Yeah. Alternatively, you can do with availability bit, which lets you poll availability of results and defer writing new timestamps until results are available. It should be the preferred way of fetching results in a real-world application. Defer writing timestamps until the results are available. Okay, so then I guess this means like you could potentially lose a few frames of timestamp query information, but it won't stall. So yeah, probably generally better, even though it won't be like perfect. That value becomes non-zero, result is available. You then check availability before run timestamp again. Okay. Only write if previous result is available. Okay. Wait, what? What? Oh, this is awful. Yeah, okay. I see why I didn't do this before. Oh, yeah, I don't want to have to deal with this with availability stuff. Yeah, because this, yeah, is not equal to zero. I think I have to zero out the buffer as well or at some point. Yeah, this is kind of bad actually. And I mean, there's a code here, so I guess it'll work. It's just, it's really not great. Yeah, and then timestamp period. Yeah, in milliseconds. Yeah, okay, and then I have synchronization 2 on, so I can use write timestamp 2, but I had support for additional pipeline stages. Okay. Where's how GPU works? Yeah. So that's nice, right? So if I just want to know like how long the calling's taking, that's what I'd like use these for. Yeah, and maybe what's better to do is yeah, I guess really I should just be doing with availability. Yeah, and I can like toggle these on and off if I want to. Okay. But first, so since like I need to know how many timestamp, like I can just create the pool with a certain size, or I can just actually like look at the graph and figure out how many timestamps I need. And so I'd rather just go ahead and redo this render graph stuff. You see what I have to commit? Let's not commit that. UV, did I not? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and then I'm doing W. Yeah, I mean, it's technically better. Use rotation matrix in ODB, something. It's still pretty bad, though. So if I want to redo this and get rid of all this dynamic node crap, then basically I just need to copy and paste from what I had before. But now what I had before, this always confused me a lot because like I have render ops and then I have render graph builder and then I have render graph. And then like I also have like shader and pipeline that like these hook into. And it was just always very confusing. And like I never knew if something was in render ops or builder or shader or render graph. And, it was terrible, right? Because these are like I guess I like intended the separation between these as like render ops. This is just like basically wrappers around Vulkan commands. But then it ended up becoming a little more. So like now I like start rendering here. But then like render graph builder, this is like shader. Okay, so I guess yeah. So render graph builder, yeah, and then in like builder, I do have just like query pool, which just like query reset and yeah. So I guess these builder ones, these are supposed to be the idea behind this is those are supposed to be like the top level things that I would actually run here, right? So timestamp, barrier, shader, barrier, buffer. Okay. Right, and then I also want to do shader objects. So think about the order of this. I guess I could do shader objects first and get rid of pipelines. And then I could switch to new render graph. And then I can get timestamp queries working. And then eventually fix animations and random boxes not appearing. And is that it? Or not animations, but the bounding box animations. Yeah. I think that's pretty much everything I need to do. So look through this documentation. That's where you specify shaders without using pipeline objects. Shaders are set individually in the command buffer, and state can be set at any time before calling draw. Sample sets a minimal amount of state required for each draw call and only updates state when the next draw call requires it. Okay, randomly changing one of. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Models in the middle demonstrate the use of link vertex fragment shaders. Post-processing optional wireframe mode can be enabled. Neat. Oh, yeah, I think if I want to draw wireframe, I just tell everything to be like align mode. Yeah, I actually want to try that real quick. If I go here, or yeah, whatever. No, it's in pipeline. Right, because I know I wanted to try seeing if I could get wireframe working. And I'm pretty sure all I do is just go here and I say like VK primitive topology line list, so triangle list. And I'm pretty sure that should do like wireframe mode. Just kind of wanted to mess around with this. Either that or this will crash me in like 3 seconds. So, hey, yeah, wireframe actually looks pretty cool. Neat. Yeah, so there's definitely vertices up here that are getting screwed up. And I'm pretty sure if like don't rotate the ducks, right, then it goes in the right spot. Pretty sure that's how that works. Let's see. Yeah, that triangle's very broken. Ducks look kind of cool. This chessboard looks kind of cool. Yeah. Neat. And I just have like some random cube way out there to get the stupid buffer to exist. All right. Anyway, that's cool. No, I want topology. Okay. So anyway, post-processing, which enabled by default. Okay, so models in the middle use linked vertex and fragment shaders, which only ever change in tandem. The surrounding models use unlinked shaders, where each is a separate vertex, fragment, and geometry shader. Post-processing applies a specified visual effect. Optional wireframe mode. The sample can be configured at runtime through debug GUI. Yeah, that's just the sample. Shader objects may only be used within dynamic rendering render passes. Yep, that's fine. I'm already using dynamic rendering. Use shader objects. The extension and object feature need to be enabled on the device. Okay, well, that's a good place to start. Add extension. Okay, so let me go ahead and add this extension to device. Do I already have this enabled? I might already have this enabled. No. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember how I'm like dealing with extension stuff is kind of annoying. Or no, didn't say no, timestamp queries were core. This is still an extension. VKEXT and the shader object feature. So request extension features. Right. VK physical device shader object features EXT. Okay, well, I know if I want to do an extension, right, enabled, let's see, it's validation. I thought I had something in here for like doing, yeah, here we go, device extensions. So this should be VK, EXT, shader, object extension name. Guess that's right. That's a device extension? Yeah, okay. And then this is GPU request extensions. I guess I need, no, like that's already handling that, right? But then I still have to enable it. How do I enable extensions again? Is it just going to handle it for me? Probably not. Device descriptor buffer features ext. Okay, probably the same way I'm doing this. VK structure type physical shader object device features. Okay, so let me say like VK physical device shader. Why don't I have this? Object features ext shader object features is VK structure type physical device shader object features ext. That's terrible. So what does this have? S type shader object. So this is like true or something. Or how do I do this again? This is terrible. Okay, I guess I set it down here. So I need to set this thing's P next. Right, so then I want to set this thing. Descriptor buffer features check dot P next equals shader object features. And then shader object juice available. I need to figure out a better way to like check and use like Vulkan features and extensions, because how this works is just like this horrible mess of macros, and I don't know. Right, so then I did get physical device features, or no, but then if it's already an extension, what? How does this crap work? Add device extension, enable shader object, request extension features. Where am I actually? Like somewhere I should be like creating the device with certain features. Yeah, create logical device, enabled extension count, validation layers. Okay, so I'm looking at this device features thing, which actually needs to be global. Or not global, but like, I think this needs to go device. Guess I put it here. I don't know, where am I doing? Okay, yeah, I'm doing these up here. Why do I have this twice? Yeah, like one of these is properties and the other one is features, and oh, it's terrible. Okay, let's just get rid of that line. And then create logical device. Right. So that needs to be up here. And descriptor buffer features. Okay, and then I can say shader object features dot shader object is VK true. And then if use descriptor buffers, oh, that's terrible. Let's say VK13 features P next equals shader object features. If use descriptor buffers, then shader object features dot P next. Terrible. Okay. Let's see. Does that just enable it? Yeah. Okay. Failed to find suitable GPU. GPU should support this. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Vulkan, GPU info. Or hold on. Yeah, this features. Extensions. This is shader. No, where's the stupid thing? Shader object name. Yeah. VKEXT shader object. Yeah. So if I do VKEXT shader object, why is this not even showing up as a possible? Properties. Full JSON profile. Just open this, Control F for shader object. How is shader object not in here at all? Is this like an old version of the... When was this taken? 8:30. No, this is fine. How is shader object not in here? What? Can I do... It's like Vulkan info, right? Mixed shell P. Vulkan tools. Vulkan info grep shader. What? Oh, Vulkan info. Okay, yeah, shader object equals true. Okay, so I do have this. It's just being stupid. VKEXT shader object, yeah. Okay. Exit out of that. Right, so shader object, so set required features. So, I don't know, do I also need to do this or something? Physical device, shader object features ext shader object features check. I hate this Vulkan extension, like how you actually enable all this stuff is just horrible. You gotta enable it in like 3 different places and it never makes any sense. Features check. Or no, that should just get me the result of it, right? Yeah, this just gets me the results. So I don't think I actually need to do this here, but shader object features available equals comp check shader object features check. Feature name is shader object. Why can't I do comp check? Oh. How does this crap work? Yeah, var name check. What is wrong with this? This should expand. What does this macro expand to? Please tell me what the macro expands to. Shader OBJ features. What? Response to shader object features. I don't know how my own thing works. It's supposed to make this helpful, but this is check. What the fuck? Okay, I think what this is something like, yeah, okay, I think I just need to call this object features. And then, okay, that's terrible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is still going to not work. Okay, and this is all broken up here for some reason. But this is where I should be enabling it, so... Yeah, I think the whole reason for these macros is so like I can just enable and disable things up here. Yeah, failed to find a suitable GPU. But I know I have shader object. Yeah. And here, shader object device extension name. Right, and this is physical device. Shader object features. Yeah, these should all be physical device features. Can't figure out how to enable the extension. Oh, man. Is device suitable? Right, so this is telling me failed to find a suitable GPU. Right. If device count is equal to 0. Yeah, so it's coming down here. So it's not passing is device suitable. I only have one GPU, and this should just return true anyway. I'm just going to return true here and see what happens, because this should work. No. Device extension not supported by selected physical device. What? But Vulkan info says it is supported. What? Whatever. Yeah. So there's shader object. And then VKEXT shader object. Revision 1, but it seems fine. I can't even find it in here, which is also annoying. Maybe you have to go like specifically to extensions and say, or no, but then this just looks for extension coverage, right? So get like shader. Okay, here's shader object. Okay, only 7% of things have shader object, but I would think Mesa has it. Like Mesa RADV should have it. Can you tell me? It's awful. And like Vulkan info tells me my GPU has it, so yeah, this is all RADV. Yeah. 7900 XTX. Yeah. It definitely has it. I don't know which one of these things it's under, but yeah, shader object. Okay. So why is this not working? Device extension not supported by physical device. Maybe I don't want to do the device extension anymore. Let me look at look for other documentation. Vulkan shader object. This proposal. Shaders. Shader objects. Is there anything about enabling? No, of course not. Device must be valid. VKEXT shader object. Yeah. Performance, some implementations, no downside. On these implementations, let's your application calls every state set before every draw, outperform pipelines on the CPU and perform no worse on the GPU. CPU performance can perform equivalent Apple. Yeah, so these should be faster. So why is this not working? Like, what if I just remove this from here, from device extensions? Is it not a device extension to get like promoted to a regular feature now in Vulkan 1.3? I have no idea. No, it still failed. Creates a pointer to this when creating, but the parent extension was not included in extension names. Okay, so I do want it here. Save. Like, is there something else I should be doing? VKEXT. No. Why is this not working? Does not support ray tracing. Okay. Extension is not supported by selected physical device or enabled layers. Okay, maybe, or does the validation layer not support? Is that it? Configuration layers. Shader object. Yeah, this should work, right? Because I'm telling it to enable the device extension, and then I'm telling it to enable the feature on the device. But then it's telling me it's not supported. Okay, well, so the is device suitable thing, right? Yes, I'm just returning true there, right? So check device extension support. So what's this? Check device extension support. Enumerate physical device properties, available extensions, required extensions. This is a set of strings for extension. Okay. Extension supported extension. What? Is this a string? Right? Or no, it's extension dot extension name. Let's see what this does. Okay. I don't see shader object in here. Or no, it is here. Extension supported shader object. What? And like this is code I just got from Vulkan tutorial, how this works. VKEXT shader object. Yeah. Return empty. Fail to find a suitable GPU. Then find extensions. Or yeah, cout extension, and then this is required extensions. What? It is empty. Okay, so it's not this part. It's not the extension support it's failing on. So then it's swap chain formats. Indices is complete. Extension supported. Swap chain adequate. Check features. Okay, so it's probably, I guess it's check features I'm failing on. Can I just return true? How far do I get there? Oh, I can't see this. Didn't find extensions. Okay, yeah, so now I return true, and now you're telling me, okay, here we go. Now you're saying buffer device address capture replay not supported. Yeah, that shouldn't be enabled though. Capture replay. Yeah, this is set to false. Why? Yeah, I know it's not present. That's why it's false, because I don't want it. Failed to create device chain because that is not supported. Yeah. So I don't know why this is running twice. That's weird. Or wait, oh wait, no, that's... Oh, okay, yeah, this is buffer device capture replay. Yeah, wait. Why is this not working? I mean, I'm not using buffer device address, so I guess I don't care, but... Does this not work when I have shader object enabled or something stupid like that? Yeah, okay, what if I turn off buffer device address, because I'm not using this anyway. Okay, false. And I'd like to be able to use buffer device address and shader objects, but... Okay, now you got other problems. Forget to buffer. Okay, I need... When am I using buffer device? I don't know. I think I'm just doing that like by default or something. But I should still have support for buffer device address anyway. Vulkan buffer device address and shader object. Are these like mutually exclusive or something? And it's just not written anywhere in any of the documentation. You just have to like fail randomly. This is just garbage. Okay, yeah, support for buffer device address is mandatory in Vulkan 1.3. Okay. So, should be fine. I'm in Vulkan 1.3. Okay, so I did turn off capture replay. Or no, this one. Buffer device address. Okay, maybe this one isn't supported. So stupid. Okay, what are you mad about now? Create compute pipelines. Local workgroup size. Hello, where can I learn GLSL? I would recommend looking at learnopengl.com. This has tons of stuff for doing shader stuff. So like there's specifically GLSL here. And then it has some more complicated stuff for doing yeah, like there's like a lighting fragment shader code in here. And then I'm not sure if it has anything about compute shaders. But yeah, there's a bunch of complicated lighting code. Yeah, but I don't see anything about compute culling. Compute shader culling. Yeah, I guess this Vulkan guide might tell you something. Maybe. I don't actually see the GLSL code. Oh yeah, maybe it's like this or something. Yeah, compute shaders. Yeah, compute shaders are a bit more difficult, but it's not that bad. Like the core of it is, well, I mean, first you have to learn the differences between like subgroup and workgroup and all that. And then you just like use the thread ID to dynamically access an array. And so you can do like operations on a whole array all at once. But right now I'm doing none of that. I'm just trying to get Vulkan to work with enabling the shader object extension, which should help me clean up some of my code, but it really does not want to work. Such ID. Local workgroup size is greater than required subgroup size times max work subgroups. Well, that should... It's weird. Okay, what if I don't turn on shader object? Maybe shader object has all kinds of weird requirements that I'm not really set up for yet. Yeah, let's turn off shader object. So does this work now if I just turn off shader object? Will you make libraries or engine with Vulkan? Yeah, all my code is open source. You can look. My GitHub should be in like the stream description somewhere. But yeah, you can look through all the code that I have. It's all AGPL3. Yeah, so this works. Okay. So there's some weird problem with, like, enabling shader objects really breaks a bunch of other things, so maybe I won't use it for now. I'd like to, but maybe I just can't use it right now. Yeah, let me change. Where's that C out? Or no, that's fine. The features is device suitable. This stuff. Yeah, so if I show you what my engine looks like right now. Right, there's that, and then let me turn on million instances. Yeah, so this is what, like, my engine, this is like kind of the limit of my engine right now. Is I've got, so these bounding boxes, or like these green boxes. So if a box is green, then that, yep, so these are like bounding boxes around all the objects. And the reason I'm drawing them is because I'm using the bounding boxes for doing frustum culling. And one of the things I'm trying to get working right is frustum culling. And I've kind of almost got it working, but you can see like up here in this corner, there's like some red boxes. And so that means like the frustum culling algorithm is still a little broken because I shouldn't actually be able to see any red boxes. And like you can kind of see like way back there, there's some red stuff as well. That might just be because it's so far away though. Yeah, and so like there's some weird issues, and like you can see like top of these duck models like clipping. So yeah, I've got some still got some stuff to fix with the frustum culling. But if you see like up here at the top, I have this instances drawn, right? And so yeah, like right now I'm drawing 356,000 instances. And then if I look away, now I'm drawing 0 instances, and now I'm up to like 500 FPS versus like 130 FPS. Yeah, this is like a million boxes that I'm drawing right now. I can look away. I'll look back at it. Right. Yeah, and really this is just like performance tests to see how quickly I can draw this many boxes. Or try to see how quickly I can like load instances and cull things and all that. And so like I can even increase this up to about 10 million. Are they not drawing when you're looking away? Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah, how many cubes? I'm loading up 10 million right now. So this is 10 million. And this is where my GPU is starting to struggle. I'm running at 85 FPS, and I have a 7900 XTX. I mean, I am streaming right now, but yeah, it's it's definitely having some trouble. Well, yeah, I'm at 20 FPS right now, but I'm drawing 3.6 million cubes if I'm looking here. And then I look away, and now I'm drawing 0, and now I'm up to 90 FPS. And so my culling code could be a little better because like the frame time is 10 milliseconds. So it's using like 10 milliseconds of time just to cull 10 million instances. So I could definitely make improvements to my culling code. But still, it's 10 million instances is like unreasonable for anything you'd ever use in a game engine. It could just definitely be a little faster. Yeah, and so they don't draw when I look away. That's what I mean by like frustum culling. And then I'm doing all the frustum culling stuff in compute shaders on the GPU. It's probably a little complicated to understand if you don't know anything about GLSL and you start looking through these compute shaders. Like especially like this prefix, some stuff it's a little complicated. The stream does not like show millions of cubes. Yeah. How to make a camera moving? Yep. So how that works is I'm using GLFW for my window, and then I just say like get key, and then I have this position and rotation for the camera. And then what I do is whenever the camera updates, then I'm modifying the where is it? Somewhere in here. Yeah, camera update transform, right, shader globes. Yep. So here, so every frame, how to get a camera moving because it was hard. Yeah. So Oh, YouTube is not maintaining enough video to maintain smooth stream. Yeah, I think all those cubes probably kind of crashed the stream a little bit. But anyway, so I have this camera update transform that runs every frame, and what that does, yes, that'll like, and ultimately like I have this camera projection view matrix and position matrix, right, or position vector, and I'm writing those to this uniform buffer that I then read in here. So I've got the projection view matrix, and this camera pause is just for doing lighting stuff. The important thing is this projection view matrix. And so you see here, I have my vertex position, and then I just multiply that by the projection view matrix. And then that gives me the rotating camera, because, so the projection stays the same. So that's like, you're like clipping distance and your FOV and stuff like that. And then the view, that is like the part of the matrix that comes from like the camera position and rotation. And then you just multiply the vertex position by that. And there's actually a good, I can think in 2D, but in 3D, yeah. Yeah, because 2D it's like orthographic projection, and so it's pretty easy. And there is a website, yeah, it's this website here, opengltutorial.com. This has some really good stuff for showing you like how all this projection stuff actually works. Like this page here should teach you like basically everything that you need to know about. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing the whole page. I can put this in the chat. So yeah, this website's also pretty good, along with Learn OpenGL. But especially this page here, this will tell you everything you need to know about like transformation matrices and the camera and the projection view matrix and all that, right? So it's showing you have your model matrix, and then your view matrix, which is the camera. Yeah, and then so you see here, like, here's the camera position, and then he's making a translation matrix out of that, and he's using that for the view matrix. Yeah, and then he has this projection matrix as well that turns it into like actual 3D instead of just like orthographic view. Yeah, and so this should explain pretty much everything. Yeah, and so now this is model view projection matrix. Yep, and then transforming the vertices and then putting it all together. Yeah, so this page is really good if you want to learn about getting a moving camera and all that. And then you can look at you can look through my code. I just don't know how, like, you might kind of get confused if you start looking through a bunch of my code, but yeah, it's definitely, actually, I think it's, yeah, it's the rewrite branch that has all the latest stuff. So if I look in renderer Vulkan camera here, yeah, so here you can pull up everything I'm doing. So like, here's how I'm creating the projection matrix. And then, yeah, update projection, and then, yeah, and then here's how I'm getting the view matrix. The view matrix is just the inverse of the camera's object matrix. And so the object matrix, this is the, this is like encoding the camera's position, rotation, and, yeah, well, really just position and rotation, because it doesn't have a scale, into just one matrix. And then I get the inverse of that. And so the inverse of that lets me take things from the world position and put them into the camera's position, or into the camera's point of view. Since this object matrix is in world space, and so it's invert, and so like this thing will move things in world space by like the perspective of the camera or whatever. But then what I want to do is move things from world space into the perspective of the camera, so I get the inverse of it. I don't know how much sense that made, but this page explains a lot of how it really works. Should I use Vulkan instead of OpenGL? Vulkan is a lot more verbose. If you're just starting out, generally you should start with OpenGL. I mean, you can start with Vulkan. I started with Vulkan. But OpenGL is simpler. Because like if you do OpenGL, like OpenGL is pretty simple just to get working and to actually use. And so and then like you can spend all your time like actually learning all the graphic stuff. But if you try to do Vulkan, well, now you have to learn Vulkan and all the graphic stuff all at the same time, um, which is possible to do. Like I've been doing it, um, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot more to learn. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. So I was trying to get the shader object working, but I think this has a lot of weird requirements on it. So I'll probably look up the shader object stuff off stream because and like this would be like a weird Vulkan thing. Like I'm trying to enable this extension that would like try to help me use some less code, but then there's like all these weird requirements for it that apparently are undocumented or at least hard to find in the documentation. And so it's like breaking other things just having this enabled, not even using it. So like instead of worrying about graphic stuff, like trying to get the culling working quite right, I'm dealing with like weird Vulkan issues. Anyway, yeah, and actually, I'm probably going to go ahead and take a break for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Um, yeah, since I've been streaming for a little over 3 hours now. Um, and so when I come back, I'm not going to do shader object. I'm going to try to start refactoring the render graph to be like the old system, where it where I'm not using like those lambda functions everywhere. Maybe if I will learn it, I will know a lot how to make whatever I want. Yeah, like that's the same thing I'm doing. Like I'm just learning all this to figure out like how to do anything I want with it. Right? Like all this I just learned from like Googling stuff and watching YouTube videos. If you do want to learn Vulkan stuff, there's yeah. If you go here, yeah, if you want to learn Vulkan stuff, this guy, he's pretty smart. He wrote a Vulkan renderer on stream, and he knows a lot more than I do. And so like you could watch all this stuff, and you could see like, and he even does like GPU culling and stuff like that. So you could watch a whole bunch of this from like this playlist here, and you could learn like kind of the basics of doing Vulkan. And then there's also Vulkan tutorial and vkguy.dev. These are also good. Yeah, and so it kind of just depends on what you want to do. Like if you just want to learn like graphic stuff this week, then you probably just do OpenGL. But if you want to spend the next 2 or 3 weeks learning Vulkan stuff, and like you won't even have like a triangle on the screen probably for like a few days. You could have a triangle on the screen in OpenGL in like 30 minutes. So it's just about what your priorities are. And then if you just want to make a game within like the next year, then you probably just go with the game engine anyway. Because like I'm going to be working on this for like at least 5 years probably at the rate I'm going. Yeah, but anyway, I will be back in about an hour, maybe a little more. I need to take a break. So I will see y'all maybe, yeah, like 7:30 Central, something like that.